At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
Two boys find themselves swapped at birth. Their destinies are intertwined, and their tumbling course through life serves as a boisterous parable of modern-day India itself. It's Midnight's Children, directed by Deepa Mehta, from the prize-winning novel by Salman Rushdie.
Son of a rich boy.
Catherine, based on the book by Salman Rushdie, produced by Salman Rushdie, with narration by Salman Rushdie. Was that enough Rushdie that you could handle?
Well, luckily there was more Rushdie than that, because he also adapted the script, which took him 2 years.
He plays the midwife as well.
And he says on that they've got this great poster quote where you usually have the critics, and it's him saying, I'm very proud of this movie, Salman Rushdie. And it's like, well, yeah, you really hope so after all that. It's like Tom Cruise saying, I'm very proud of Jack Reacher. No shit. But anyway, yeah, and the problem is, I think, with that and there is a real problem, because if you're transferring a book to film, it's probably good to sort of make it a bit different or do something else with it, maybe a fresh pair of eyes. So it's a very inessential adaptation. It's just exactly like the book. I'm not a massive fan of the book, and I'm not a massive fan of the kind of lugubrious magic realism epic thing myself.
How does the magic realism come into this? There's scenes with the other Midnight's Children.
That's right. He sort of, isn't it when he sneezes or something that he can wiggle his nose?
He just sits in bed chatting to them.
He sits, yeah. I didn't find that a very emphatically magic realist moment, because it could be interpreted as just his imagination, basically. The real magic realist bit is when a character becomes invisible inside a basket, and that's straight up, double distilled magic realism, and it's sort of where I checked out of the movie, really. I mean, I like the realism but not the magic, frankly. I didn't mind this film. I thought it had a kind of robust sort of soap opera storytelling quality. I quite like what emerges on screen is the sort of Jeffrey Archer idea of the two brothers united by destiny, who swap.
Do you think Salman would like that comparison?
I don't think he would. I don't think he would. He might prefer a comparison with, say, as it were, Kipling, which, again, is not inappropriate, because there is a kind of honest, rattling yarn aspect to it. And I quite like his description of childhood and how absurd it is, and just the child's eye view of adults. It's not particularly sophisticated or nuanced in a way that admirers of the book claim for the literary original. And I remember reading the book way back when and enjoying it, and it was the high watermark of Salman Rushdie's own reputation, which seems to have gone into a bit of a bear market right now. So in a way, it's quite nice to be reminded of that extraordinary original in 1980, which made so many things possible. It made Jan Martel and The Life of Pi possible, the whole Booker Prize-winning kind of gold standard for post-colonial literature, which Salman Rushdie almost invented. And the film brings us back to that memory, brings us back to the book. So all of which I think is valuable. But I think by the time the book gets further and further away from 1947 and to 1971, the big break with India, the creation of Bangladesh from East Pakistan, I think some of the energy leaks right out of it. And the adult characters, I think, are pretty boring, to be honest with you. And I think the film sags there. But I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. It had a kind of, storytelling charm.
We were the promises of independence. Born at midnight, once upon a time.